The second type of relationship that can exist between entities is a one-to-many relationship. So if you have two entities, let's say A and B, and A can be linked to many of B, but E only linked to one of A. What does that mean? Let's look at an example. If you look at a mother, for example, a mother can have one or more child. It can even have zero. So a mother can have 0, 1, or more child. Okay, so one mother can have many children. On the other hand, one child can only have one mother. So here we say that the relationship between the mother and the child is one mother. So here we put the one. One mother can have many children, and that's why we see those lines coming out, several of them. So this is the many side of the relationship. One mother can have many children, but a child can only have one mother. So when you look at a child going to the mother, they can only have one mother. So we say this is a one-to-many relationship. One can have many, and here one on this side can only have one on the other side. Another example is one instructor can teach one or more courses. So if you think of myself, for example, I teach several courses. However, that course is only taught by one professor or one instructor. So here the relationship between the course and the instructor, the instructor and the course is a one-to-many. One instructor, so we say one instructor can teach many courses. And so when we draw it out, we would put the lines on the instructor side, the vertical lines indicating the one, and then the many on the course. So one instructor can be taught by, teaches many courses. One course is taught by only one instructor. So those are examples of one-to-many relationships. Now, how do you design that in a database? Well, when you're storing a one-to-many relationship in the database, you have an entity that's on the one side, kind of like the mother. Okay, there's only one mother. That mother will have a primary key. The instructor that is teaching the course has a primary key. Now, that primary key, what we can do with it is store it in the other table so that every child has their mother's ID stored in them, so we know which mother they belong to. Or every course stores the primary key of the instructor that is teaching it. So with a one-to-many relationship, you take the primary key of the one side and you store it in the many side. In our table, if we have like the customer table, for example, and we have a customer ID, the name, all that information, what we do is we take that customer ID and we store it in the order table. So when we look at an order, we know which customer placed that order. So designing a one-to-many relationship in Oracle is not hard. It is straightforward. All you do is you take the primary key of your parent relationship and put it in your child relationship. Okay. So here is a formal definition of what we talk about when I say parent table or child table. So the parent table is the table that's on the one side that we only have one instance of, like the mother, the instructor. That we say is the parent table because we have one of them. And that table will have a primary key. The child table is the table that has many of them. So one parent with one primary key can have many, many children. So if every child has its own primary key, that's okay. But that child table needs to somehow store the parent that it's associated with. And so it would store that primary key of the parent as a foreign key inside of that table. So here, for example, if I have a parent table and I have three parents, parent 1, parent 2, parent 3, and then I have a bunch of children. Well, here child 1 and child 2 and child 3 all belong to the same parent. And child 4 and child 5 all belong to the same parent. So here, parent 1, we can see from that table that parent 1 has 3 children and parent 2 has 2 children. Okay, so we take the primary key of the parent and we store it as a foreign key in the child table so that every child row knows which parent it corresponds to. Now, you can have a parent that doesn't have any children. So with a one-to-many, remember many means 0, 1, or more. So here, for example, we have a parent that doesn't have any children. That's okay. However, with a one-to-many relationship, you can't have a child without a parent. So whatever is on the one side, the parent can have 0 children, but the child must have a parent. You can't have a child table entry row that doesn't have a parent.